What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with our Tales of Crestoria video. This isn't going to be much of a video because there's not too much to talk about, but I did want to talk about the image you see in front of you. So, last night, a bunch of people who, obviously they mentioned when the beta was over, they wanted everyone to remove the beta from their phone because that's not going to be the version that you use when the official game comes out. But there are some people who, maybe they just enjoy watching the opening animation and stuff, because you can still open it up and the opening animation will still play. You just can't log in. Like, if you try to click on it, it just won't log in. But I'm not someone who kept the beta. I actually got rid of it because I didn't really see a point. But there were a lot of people who were posting that they were getting several notifications from the beta last night that say what you see in front of you, just test. So what's interesting about this is because the first thought that comes to my mind is like, why would that matter? Because if it's going to be a different version, why would getting tests on the beta version even matter? But maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something with the beta version where it's still the same server. Like maybe they still test stuff on the beta version, and then when it's ready, they just move everything over to the real version. So I'm not really sure how this kind of stuff works because I'm not a game developer, but what it seems to me is that they're probably in the final steps of the game. This is probably just them making sure all the notifications work right, everything in the game works right. So it probably means that we are pretty close to release. They haven't posted since they posted the, not the last trailer, but they posted, the final kind of like, stuff, which actually, let's go to Twitter real quick. Hopefully nothing opens up that's inherently bad on my feed. But let's go to the Crestoria. I mean, I would have edited it out anyway. So the last tweet that they made was just the results of the Twitter poll plan, which was the stuff that we're going to get day one for the accessories. So we get the therapy cat, we get the square framed glasses, and we get the bandage for the nose. You can put these on any character that you unlock. So they haven't tweeted anything, and it's already Friday night, so I don't expect we're going to see any tweets until Monday, unless the game just launches, because for those who maybe remember who played that far back, both Tales of Link and Tales of the Rays did not have actual release dates. They had a release time frame, and then there was just a sudden day when the game was out, and people were like, oh crap, the game is out. And then, maybe a couple days later, the Facebook pages would post like, oh, by the way, the game is out. So we could expect something similar to happen here. I still think sometime next week, so sometime between next Monday and next Friday, which would be between the 1st and the 5th, I think the game will be released. They obviously said early June, so I would say that's any time before the 10th. So it honestly could, any time from now until then. They said early June, so it's probably not going to be within the next couple days, so probably not until next week starts. But for all we know, June 1st could hit. It could still be like June or May 31st for us, but June 1st in Japan, where like the game, it's like Sunday night, Monday morning, and the game releases, which, before that, I would say it's not likely we're going to see it, even though they're doing these tests. A lot of people, including myself, was getting all excited that maybe, like last night, we may have seen a game drop. But that after I thought about it for a bit, it's like if they're still testing stuff, it's probably not going to go live like in these next few hours. But I do think within the next week, it is very likely that we could see the game release, especially since they did say early June. So assuming that the pandemic hasn't affected their time frame in any way, which they haven't posted anything on their blog or anything of that matter in any of these posts. So it does seem to stand to reason that the game should be ready to release within the first 10 days of the month, which would be in the next week and a half. Because, we have everything out here we need for the game to release. All the pre-registrations have been hit. We hit global pre-registration for 300,000. We hit worldwide for 500,000. We have all 6 of the character trailers out. We know every game mode in the game. We know everything about the game. So all that's really left to show us is when the game is going to come out. So I don't expect we'll see any tweets or anything until it's either them announcing a release date or the game being out. So it's just going to be one of those things where we just have to kind of wait and see what's going to kind of go on that front. But I would say, and there are people who got several of these tests, so, you know, they're obviously working very hard to make sure everything is ready just in time for the game's release. So I would not be so. Obviously, I'll make a video when it happens before I even start doing stuff with my account. Actually, that'll probably be like on the spot. What I do is when people say the game is actually out, I'll probably literally, you know, hit the record button and we'll go through the first re-roll that I'm going to be doing, just so I can show players who maybe didn't watch my beta stuff, you know, how re-rolling is going to work, because my goal for re-rolling is to re-roll until the ticket. I'm not going to be spending gems at the start. I'm going to be picking Saray as my starter SSR, and then I'm going to do my ticket multi until the ticket multi gives me an SSR that's not Saray. Doesn't matter who it is, I'll take any of the 15. Hopefully not Velvet, because I'm trying not to go double wind. But if it does end up being Velvet, I may still stick with it. But it won't be that big of a deal. But I don't want to go all in on the starting general pool, because these are going to be units we pull 1,000,001 times. So despite how good some of these units might be in the beginning, I think I'm okay with waiting, you know, have my 4 SSRs, because you'll have your starter SSR, you'll have the one I get from the tickets, and then you have your 2 guaranteed SSR tickets, which, as long as you don't pull dupes of the first 2 that you have, you know, you'll have 4 SSRs right there off the bat. But that's kind of asking for a lot. You know, you have a 1 in 15 chance. You know, once you get to that 4th SSR ticket, that's a 3 in 15 chance that you'll pull something you already have. So there is still that chance out there. But other than that, that's pretty much it. It would be very ironic if the game actually released as I was making this video. But I don't think that's going to be happening. I really don't think it's going to come out over the weekend, but if it does, I will obviously make a video right away when it does launch. You know, it may be different times. You know, sometimes Android gets the game in their store first. Sometimes iOS does. If iOS gets it in their store first, I won't be able to show any content on the game until it comes to Android, because I obviously do not have a iPhone. But I would just say, you know, if it does happen, if one side gets it before the other, just be patient. It means it's not too far away from the other side getting it as well. But that's going to be it, guys. Just wanted to make this quick little update video that the game is probably very, very close to release if they're doing these tests. Like I said, I don't know how betas work exactly, so I don't know why putting out a test on the beta version would matter for the full version, but I'm sure it has some kind of relation to that. They probably just get everything ready on the beta version and then move it all over. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.